Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. There's a lot in the news today, and some of it is a bit controversial. I must say, it's kind of interesting. So what we have going on today, let's attack the biggest thing on the news line for me right now, which is supposedly Binance got hacked. Somehow, I just don't think so. There was a piece that says somebody found, or somebody says they have data from Binance, passwords, things like that. And Binance is coming out and saying, no, sir, that didn't happen. So we're gonna have to wait to see what else transpires beyond that. But rumor has it that it could be false, could very much be false. Just saying. But you should still keep an eye out on things, right? So I look at it because, yes, I do use Binance. I use a few centralized exchanges. Do I keep a lot of my digital assets on centralized exchanges? No. I act just like a big institution. I don't move my digital assets until I'm ready to make a move with my digital assets, meaning I'm holding my keys, so they are my keys. They are my crypto. Period. But because I do utilize that service, I do pay attention to those things. I also pay attention to everybody's going after Binance, period. End of report. That happens. But when I look at how they respond, that's what makes me say, okay, yeah, I'll use that one. Because even though my digital assets are going to be on there for only a little bit, I would still have concern, right? Even if it's just a pass-through kind of thing. I'm going over there to buy something because I couldn't find it someplace else, or it was easier, or it was cheaper, whatever it is, and then I'm bringing it back. Oh, that's fine. But I do care about security. Security and privacy are very big deals. That's why I was paying attention to Kraken's win last week against the SEC, because they were protecting my data. Anyway, what else is up? Apparently, there's a writer from, pretty famous writer at the New York Times is coming under fire. Why? Because they're saying that he wrote an article that was basically one-sided, right? He's saying, well, there are all kinds of things going on with Bitcoin mining and how it's, environmentally unfriendly. And that's kind of old news, kind of untrue as of late. So he's coming under fire. Otherwise, pretty doggone good journalist. Journalist, not writer, journalist. So there's a difference. But the article could be seen as being a tad one-sided, and he's getting hit for it. It makes sense. The European Union is thinking about on that same kind of thing, right? So the European Union is saying, well, we might implement some Bitcoin mining restrictions. And that's because they're basing it on certain reports that are either old and outdated or just plainly false. So I'm sitting back and I'm just kind of going, yeah, they're trying to find any kind of way to fight Bitcoin and any other crypto. Straight up. You would think that they would stop and go, let's look at the latest data. Let's look at the latest reports. Let's look at who did the reports, things like that. No, they latched on to a report that they just told their story, or the story they want to believe. Just paying attention to that. I don't think you're going to stop certain things from happening. I think it's really as simple as that. You're just not going to stop certain things from happening. So Bitcoin mining, okay, you put on some restrictions, and then those companies that are doing the Bitcoin mining go elsewhere. You lose the tax incentives, everything else, the tax income rather, and everything else. Really? Okay, that's smart, I guess. I mean, if that's the kind of thing you're into. However, we do also realize that Europe does have power energy constraints. So if I'm a Bitcoin miner and I can obtain my energy from renewable sources and I wanted to be in Europe, that's kind of the direction I would go. Now, Shibarium's killing it. Shibarium was launched back in August. So back from August to now, they've already written 3 million blocks, and they already have 1.3 million addresses. That's a lot. Let's not even get into how much Shiba Inu has been burned. Still, the price hasn't moved. And I think it's because people are unaware of everything that's going on and how burning works. So I think people need to get educated on that. So I think we should probably take a step back and think about, well, how do we from a Shiba Inu perspective, how would I educate people on, well, when we burn coins, that's less coins on the market, less in circulation, which means that mathematically the price should go up. Because if you think about it, if the price hasn't moved, the price has gone down then, right? Anyway, I do like Shiba Inu. I do hold a bag of Shiba Inu, straight up. Do I have anything to do with Shibarium right now? No, I do not, but I am looking into doing something. South Korea's, basically their financial arm, is looking to implement some crazy ideas with regard to crypto. So they want to interview key executives at firms. The other news is that, they want to crack down, on crypto mixers, right? I have no issue with that. Whatever, do what you got to do. But the government is saying, well, if you're going to be involved in crypto, we want to interview you. Huh? That's, okay. That's interesting. That's a very interesting move. So would I leave South Korea if that were the case? Because what happens if I just start a project? Like, what are going to be the parameters by which you determine this person has to be interviewed, and what purpose does it serve? So I'm still trying to figure that out. I haven't hit it yet. So I'm kind of just sitting back and just going, yeah, all right, whatever, bro, whatever. But you know what we should do? We should get into the news. I'm still kind of laughing about the whole Binance piece. Because there was only one article that I saw that said, hey, they've been, somebody's trying to sell, Binance information on the dark web. I didn't see anything else. And then I saw another piece that said, hey, Binance has already addressed that. They knew that there was one person out there that was saying they had information and they were trying to look into it, but they knew that they weren't breached. So that I find to be, and yes, I do know in the article that I wrote, I actually mentioned the group's name that says that they're involved, but I'm not going to mention it now because why bring them fame? But like I said, we want to get into the numbers, so let's do this. So let me refresh this. I don't think I've refreshed this in a minute. Alrighty. So who's down? Go down about up to here. So decentralized social, something I don't play with. Ronin is down 8%, not something I'm playing with, but I did see some news about it today, which made me look at it. Render is down 9%. All right, cool. You don't have a lot of winners. You come down to winners about here. Celestia is up 6%. Haven't touched Celestia, but I am paying attention. I thought about buying some, so I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about buying some. Who else am I paying attention to? Chainlink is up 7%. Flare is up 8%. Anybody else I'm paying attention to up there? No, I'm not paying attention to anything else above that point. So what else do we have going on? We have still a huge earnings week. We should be paying attention. There are a lot of different sectors that are reporting, so we should be paying attention to how that actually can affect things. The reason why I pay attention to it all is because some of these companies have crypto, some of them don't, and I'm trying to gauge like how well are they doing from a stock perspective, and if they're holding crypto, how well are they doing from a crypto perspective. But right now we have McDonald's, Caterpillar, Vertex, which is a pharmaceutical company, coming out with news today. Estee Lauder, the whole slew of retail products. Simon Property Group, I am paying attention to that one. Why? That's the mall company. A lot of the malls around the United States, that's who it is. So I'm paying attention to that because that's going to tell me a lot. It's going to tell me about real estate. It's going to tell me about retail. It's going to tell me about a lot of different stuff right there. Palantir is also coming out today. Archer Daniels Midland is coming out with news today. So there are lots, Lowe's Corporation. So there are lots of things that I should be paying attention to today from a stock market perspective. Let's see, this week's major news, ISM, I think comes out today. We should be paying attention to that. And just the normal numbers, but ISM is going to be big. ISM is a big deal, so we should be paying attention to that one. And then you have different Fed governors that are speaking this week. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Of course, you have your jobless claims and all that good stuff. So something else to pay attention to. Then you have the fear and greed index at about 60. It's been 60 for a couple of days. High and low last week, 55 and 70 respectively. that's kind of where we're bouncing around in. So hopefully we go up beyond 60, but I think we need more of a catalyst to happen before we can hit that number. Let's see, the total value locked is at almost $76.5 billion. Not bad. It's better than the 72 that we were the other day. Again, we're still trading laterally. If you look between my band, which is from 41,416 to 44,741, you can tell that, hey, we're just trading within this band. We get some nice pops, get some nice drops, but basically we're just bouncing around within that space. And I have to tell you, that's a very, very tight band. I think this is actually the tightest band I've ever had up. So that's something to pay attention to. But I do think that sooner or later, we're going to start popping up. Again, as we get closer to the halving event, I think we're going to start popping up. But I am going to start paying attention to opportunities like this where, we've hit a high and then we hit a low. I'm gonna start snatching up more on those dips, right? So I have my DCA plan, but I plan on doing more on dips, because those dips I think can actually make some money, especially if I just want to flip a couple of bucks. Because even on this dip right here, bam, I could have made a couple of bucks, right? On almost any coin, I could have made a couple of bucks on that. Just saying, if you want to play the trading game, that's probably what I'm going to be doing, a little bit, just so I can build up and just otherwise have fun. I don't know what the heck this is, so I'm not going to pay attention to it. But you can tell everybody's kind of in the green, or moving in the green direction at the moment. XRP is still at 50, still below the kind of 55 cents that I'd like to see it at, really 60 cents. Cardano is at 50. I mean, I'd like to see it go higher. There was a conversation between Charles Hoskinson and Muneeb Ali about the L2 capabilities of Bitcoin. And Hoskinson is saying, I just don't see it. I just don't see it because it's finite. I just don't see how that can work. Muneeb Ali, obviously the head of Stacks, believes in obviously an L2 for Bitcoin. And they had a pretty interesting debate online, pretty healthy debate. Two really smart guys having a back and forth about it. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. I want to see more of that, because they're not putting people down. They're just kind of saying, hey, I just don't subscribe to, I just don't believe in that particular technology, or I really do believe in this technology, and here's why or why not. That's a healthy conversation. You know what happens with healthy conversations? You probably breed stronger relationships. That's one. Two, a lot of good ideas come from them. Just saying. Just going to call that out a little bit. And then you have year to date right now, Bitcoin has surpassed Ethereum. That hadn't happened in a while, and we'll see how long that lasts. Solana is still down 3.76%. XRP is down tremendous amount, 17.59%. That's painful to actually. Polygon is even more painful at 22.75% down. I'm trying not to let that wash over me, but it's hard to not pay attention to it. I still believe in Polygon. I really, really do. I haven't been buying more Polygon, but I also have not sold the bag that I have. So that's where Polygon is with me. That's where it's landing right now. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope that you like what I'm doing. We have a lot of things coming up. Remember, basically everything that I talk about here, we have articles on the site. So go to growmybag.tv and check out the actual articles that we have. Something else that we're doing, we are coming out with classes. And I really like your input on the kind of classes that you would like to see. Again, product reviews, not really into those, but things like information that you think you need to know, that you think you should know, or people should know as they enter into this space, because you're going to have a lot more people trying to adopt, and they all need to get caught up, right? They don't know as much as we do. So we got to kind of share that information. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note on growmybag.tv and let me know. If you don't, and you have good suggestions on how I can make it better for you, again, reach out to me on growmybag.tv. Again, it's a social media platform along with articles and all kinds of other things. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.